Let me know if you can hear me. I got a new mic, so I want to test it out. Hey, Rebel Soul, Rebel Love over on Instagram. How are you? I am streaming from 4. I'm streaming from 4 different platforms right now. So, okay, cool. Instagram, you're good. If there's anybody on YouTube, anybody on Facebook, anybody from the Twitter realm, if you cannot hear me because you're personally connected to the mic that I'm using, let me know in the chat box and I will see that. Let me know in the chat box. But if it's all good, then we're good and gravy. Hi, I just want to say good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. I'm evening right now over in the Midwest in Cleveland. So your girl's tired. All right. I'm ready. I'm ready for the evening to be done. But before I get to that part of my day, I wanted to just I couldn't go to sleep until I talked about this topic. So before I get into the topic of whether or not dating is hard, is it hard? Is it a hard thing? Is it a difficult thing? I want to talk about that with you guys today. But before I get into that topic, let me go ahead and introduce myself for those of you guys who are just kind of popping on. You know, you see me, you see the vibe, and you're like, oh, what's this about? Let me go ahead and say who I am. My name is Selina Almodovar. I am a Christian relationship author and coach. And what I do in these online platforms is that I show women of faith how to transform their love life, all by showing them how to trust in God. I'm giving you the steps, the directions, the know-how, the resources, and the tools to help you point your eyes and point your attention to God so that He could point you to love. Okay, so that's what I'm here about. I'm in this huge promotion season right now going on. I'm promoting my newest book, which is Christian Dating Adventures, a couple's guide. And this is 65 unique, fun, creative dates to connect and to grow. And this is not just a dating guide for some of you guys out there who are just getting your feet wet when it comes to relationships and dating and, you know, exploring to see who could be that potential person. This is actually a book for everyone because I believe that dating should never die. And married people alike, along with the single people, everybody should be exploring their dating life. And then this is where the book comes in. But the reason why a lot of people just feel like dating, I don't want, you know, it's so hard these days. It's so hard. Dang it. Like, why does it have to be so hard? Why is it just so stressful to date nowadays? I want to talk about that. But before I get into my opinions, I want to ask you your opinions. So why don't you go ahead and share with me in the comments section? I'll wave to the people on Instagram. Thank you guys for popping up as I continue talking. But I want to hear your opinion. Is dating hard for you? And if it is, why? Why is dating hard for you? Is this a fact or is this a myth? Or if it's just, you know, oh, this is just he say, she say, people are just saying that, but not really, it's not really the case at all. I want to hear what you think. Is it a fact or is it a myth? Share with me in the comments section. Let me go ahead and wave to my people. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Christina, nice to meet you. Nice for coming. Thank you for coming. Ellie, thank you for coming. I know we talked earlier. Shawnee Mac, thank you for coming. Shawnee Mac 216. Whoop, whoop. All right. I see one person over here, but I don't know where you're from. Oh, from Facebook. Hey, person from Facebook. If you want to comment on the things, first of all, let me know if you can hear me. And if you think that dating is a fact or is it a myth? If dating is hard, let me know. Let me know. I want to see. Let me go ahead and sip on some of this hot chocolate. One of the things I hate about hot chocolate is that if you let it linger too long, it becomes cold chocolate, and then that just doesn't work. You know what I mean? So, okay, I got a comment here. It says, I feel like dating is hard because people don't always have the good or genuine intentions. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, Christina. And that is one of the things that I talked about in my last live is that people are afraid to date because they're just being selfish. You know, it's hard because of social is what Shawnee Mac is saying. And you're absolutely right again. Social media takes things to a whole new level. And people just, I had a post earlier. I posted it on Facebook and I posted it on Instagram, and it said these are the things that you shouldn't be, and selfish was one of those things, because I think the same thing. I think a lot of people go on dates because they're like, this is my transaction, I'm gonna treat you to like Red Lobster. Okay. Not that there's anything wrong with Red Lobster, but I'm gonna treat you to this in exchange for that. And then it becomes like this really cringy kind of thing, right? Social media has changed the dating scene. So Shiny Mac, share with us a little bit more why you think social media has changed the dating scene. Tell me why you think that is. I don't have any comments over here on Facebook yet. So we're going to keep talking over here on Instagram, and you guys can follow along if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter as well. But social media, I think a lot has also changed. You know, people are sliding into the DMs, and just the whole expectation, the pressures of what you should do on a date, what you shouldn't do on a date. A lot of people put their business on social media, especially when it's a date and it's like other people that have nothing to do with that date scenario. They put their input in, and it's like, geez, can I just live? Can I live? Can I just live? You know what I'm saying? So yes, I think social media is there. And yes, I think the expectations of selfish motives are there. Nani, hey girl, thanks for joining me. So there is a lot going on. I think I'm going to share my reasons. Can I share some of my reasons as to why I believe a lot of people would think that dating is hard? Let's go ahead and share. A lot of people feel like they have to pull conversations out. Have you ever been on one of those dates where you just have nothing to talk about, and then you try to talk about stuff, and then homeboy or homegirl doesn't even want to like reciprocate, and you're like, okay, well, what are we doing then? Why are we here? Why are we here if we're not able to talk to each other? You know, I feel like having that conversation aspect and not knowing what to say or not knowing how to say it, or maybe you guys do talk about it, but then somebody brings up like politics, you know, or just what's going on in the world, and you're like, oh man, like I don't want to talk about this on a date. You know what I'm saying? So just the chemistry of what you guys share in trying to connect with each other, that makes the date hard. That makes it hard. And so it's like, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to date, period. You know what I mean? Another reason why I think people feel like dating is so difficult in these times and ages is because you got to set everything up. You got to make all these arrangements, and not everybody is a planner. You know, I am a true bona fide type A planner to a core. I have months and months. I'm already thinking about January, okay? Let alone what's going on in October. October was mapped out back in June, okay? So I'm a type of, I'm the planner, but not everybody's like that. And so when somebody's like, hey, let's go on a date, let's kick it, you know, let's do something, and you're like, great, yeah, let's do that. I'm interested in you. You know, I feel like we could see if something happens, or, you know, you guys are married. Like, yes, we haven't had a date in a really long time. You know, I think it's a really good thing that we should just connect and just reach out to each other. But then what ends up happening? Where you want to go, babe? Where you want to go to eat? I don't know. I'm not picky. Whatever you decide. And then they're like, okay, well, let's go to Red Lobster. I'm just going to keep using Red Lobster. I love seafood, okay? No disrespect to Red Lobster, but I'm just going to use that as the general example. Let's go to Red Lobster. No, I don't want to do that. No, you guys will end up spending the entire date talking about what you should do on the date. Why? Because it's so complicated and it's so hard to make arrangements or to bring the date together. You know, you have the idea of let's do this, but then when it comes, you don't have anything else, no details, no whereabouts, no who, what, when, where, and why as to why you guys should be on this date to begin with. And so therefore you get frustrated, or you get bored, or you start trying to make things happen and it doesn't feel natural. And then again, you start to feel awkward, you start to feel cringy, and then it starts to feel hard all over again, right? So that's a whole nother reason as to why people don't like to go on dates, why they think it is hard work. I have one more example as to why people feel like dating is such hard work, why they don't even try to do it, or when they do it, they just go back to their routine, their comfort. Let's just watch some Netflix videos. Let's just watch Squid Game. Let's just eat some popcorn. Let's just order some pizza. Let's get some DoorDash, watch Squid Game, and let's just take it from there, right? That's where people go for it. So the third thing that I believe people feel like dating is such hard work is because you have to pull yourself out of your comfort zone. And who wants to do that? Who wants to put themselves out of their comfort zone? Even married couples. Okay, like I gotta dress up now. We gotta find parking. We gotta go out with all these other people that I don't even want to be around. We gotta pull ourselves out of this. One thing that my husband and I always do, and I don't even know if this is a good thing, but it happens because we're married and it just is what it is, right? We're married, we have 3 children, and at the end of every single date, what ends up happening to us is we end up going to Target. We end up going to Target because it has to be done. We got to pick up some milk. We got to pick up some diapers. We got to pick up something. And it's like, it's comfortable. But like, what if we challenge ourselves to go on an actual date where running around doing errands is not part of the date? You got to pull yourself out of that, right? You got to pull yourself out of that comfort zone. You got to express interest in your date. And that requires you to have a level of vulnerability. Okay, because now you have to put interest into this person. You have to listen to this person. You have to let them know that you're into them. You have to let them know that you're into the date, right? And that causes you to lay down your guard a little bit, right? And that's never easy. That's never easy when you're getting to know somebody or when you're trying to grow a relationship. Even when you're married, it's never easy to do that. So yes, I think personally, fact, I wish I had a sign. I'm going to make a sign for tomorrow. Fact, I think dating is hard. Okay. So if you agree with me, if you agree that dating is hard, go ahead and give me some hearts or go ahead and say yes, thumbs up or something like that. If you disagree, let's talk about it. Put it in the comments. I want to hear it. But for those reasons that I listed, and for the reasons that you guys listed over on Instagram, I think, yes, dating is hard, but I'm going to say, okay, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't have to be if you approach it with the right mindset, okay? That's why this book is so essential for you. This is called Christian Dating Adventures, a Couple's Guide, all right? This is 65 unique dates, faith-filled dates, creative dates, fun dates. I'm going to share with you the table of contents. I don't think I shared this yet. So let me just go ahead and share with you the table of contents here. Let me see. Hold on. All right. We got 7 chapters. Okay. And you probably can't read them right now because of the screen. But we got 7 chapters. Just the 2 of us for you to get intimate with each other, right? For you to reconnect with each other, for you guys to grow just one-on-one. Like, I really just want to get to know you. I'm just so into you. And I just want to plan something to help me just further be more into you. Just the 2 of us is chapter 1. Chapter 2, homegrown. Okay. These are all the dates strictly for the house, strictly for being at home. There is not a date in here that says Netflix and chill. There's Netflix and grill, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Okay. And if you get the book, you'll see what I'm talking about. But there's homegrown for those people who just want to be homebodies, right? But nevertheless, you can make an easy date, creative and fun and romantic in that setting. All right. And you can find out by getting the book. Chapter 3, creative and culinary. Okay. Not every single date has to be dinner and a movie. I'm talking to myself. I love going to dinner and a movie. Like, that's my favorite date in the whole wide world. However, not every single date has to be that. Right? Sometimes you got to switch it up a little bit. Sometimes you got to just take your marriage up a notch. Sometimes you got to take your relationship up a notch. Why? Because you want to keep things fresh. You want to refresh the page every now and then, right? You want to update your system every now and then. And dates are the perfect way to do that. And so creative and culinary, this is taking that dinner and a movie date up a couple notches so that you can find something fun and creative to do. Chapter 4, outdoors and adventure? Raise your hand or show me some hearts if you're outdoorsy and you like adventure. Me, not I. Not I. No, no, I don't. I don't. I mean, I like looking outdoors. I like sitting down outdoors, but if it requires me to have to like take a backpack and go, doesn't mean that they're not in here. Doesn't mean that they're not in here because everybody's different. And so I had to include some things for you guys as well. All right. Chapter 5, together in service. Okay. Maybe you guys have to take your dates away from each other and focus it more on things that really matter to you in your heart. Like the homeless or the children or the needy or the elderly. There are other people out in this world that you and your date can grow together with by helping and serving those people and those populations. All right. You got group dates because that is a whole bonus round. That is a whole challenge bonus round in itself. If you ever want to get to know somebody, bring them around the people you care about the most, right? And how do you do that? By having group dates. And then chapter 7, I have a whole chapter that's all about holidays and special occasions, which this book does come out just in time for those holidays. So you can get holiday dates for Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas, Valentine's Day, 4th of July is in there, and that's just off the top of my head that I'm thinking of. So this is a very essential book, and this is going to help you make dating less complicated. So all of those reasons that I put out there, all of those reasons that I said this is why dating is hard, let's go back. Let's go back to those reasons and let's see how this book is going to help you, because I don't want to just sell this book to you. I want to prove to you that dating can be the key. It can be the answer. It can be the stepping stone that you need to help you enhance your relationship, to help you bring out this fear or this doubt or this anxiety that you might have within you when it comes to dating. And it can help you really reshape and transform your marriage and your love life from the inside out. And it starts with a date, a simple date, right? So I want to go back and I want to debunk all of these facts that we just talked about. All right. But first, let me go ahead and take a sip of my hot chocolate because I want it to stay hot, right? I appreciate you guys for watching on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate you guys for watching over here on Instagram. This is a little commercial here. If you have not seen the mini morning show, okay, this is a little 2.5 minute segment that I do most mornings. It used to be every single morning, but now I try to just do it Monday through Friday because, kids and all. But this is a little 2.5 minutes of motivation, encouragement, real life situations that I share with you in my stories. So if you're following me on Instagram, you just check in my stories in the morning. YouTube and Facebook, you can find it on my Facebook page as well. And you will find it in my stories there. The mini morning show. That's what this live is brought to you by. This live is brought to you by the mini morning show. All right. So number 1, we talked about pulling conversations together. We talked about dating is hard because you never know what to say and things get kind of awkward and it's quiet and it's just cringy because people just start talking about what they think is good, but you don't really vibe with it. You don't agree with it. And it's really hard to talk. A lot of people have communication problems. Like that is a really big thing when it comes to relationships and love lives. We don't know how to talk to each other. So then you're going to go and put us in a date where we're already out of our comfort zone. And then you want us to talk? That's complicated. That's hard. So how can this date help you? How can this dating book help you? In each of the 65 dates, there is a section here called talking points. Okay? Talking points. And you're going to have at least 4 to 6 questions that's going to help you talk about your date in relation to the date. You're going to talk about, for example, this date that I talked about is called Dream Destination. All right. And I want to say this is from chapter 1, just the two of us. All right. So I'm just going to go through this date real quick with you guys, if you don't mind. If you got some time, let's go over this date. It's called Dream Destination. It's based on the scripture, Hebrews 11, verse 16. but they were looking for a better place, a heavenly homeland. This is why God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. Now, how in the world would this scripture apply to a date called Dream Destination? How's that going to turn into a romantic date? Here's how. Here's the description. Select a dream destination. It could be a city like Paris, a country like China, or even a fantasy place from your favorite movie like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Design a date that captures the tastes, the sounds, the cultures, the themes from this place. The location and the details are up to you. So now on this date, you're going to create this dream destination, right? I'm not going to tell you anything else. You have to buy the book to see how this applies to the scripture. You have to buy the book to see the tips to help you create this date, because I ain't going to leave you hanging. But the talking points. Let's talk about the talking points. Why do you wish to travel to this particular place? That question alone can give you all types of conversation starters, right? Question number 2, what is the best trip you've ever been on? Okay, so now we're talking about our past. We're talking about, well, why was that so good? Well, what did you do at that trip? What was the best memory you had on that trip? Oh my God, what about the air flight? Oh my God, what about, it's a conversation starter, right? And then we get number 3. If you went on a trip with your date, what is one thing you should know about them? See, now we're going to start to talk about how can we make this relationship better? How can we make this date even better? How can we make this marriage even better? What's one thing I should know about you if we ever travel together to a destination? What's one thing that they should know about me? Okay. One thing that my husband should know about me whenever I travel is I like to take everything out of my suitcase immediately. And I really get anxious when it's time to pack up and put things away when I'm coming home. Like I will leave things in my suitcase for weeks. So we had to figure that out when we were traveling, when we were married. Something that you should know, right? But you wouldn't naturally think of that kind of question on a regular date because it just doesn't come up in regular conversation, right? So these are conversation starters to help you pull things out of the date itself, and it's going to help you pull things out of this is how we can grow in our relationship, right? The last question, heaven can be considered the ultimate dream destination. What do you imagine it will look and feel like? So now we're taking the conversation and we're applying that level of faith into it. So now we're talking about God and we're talking about heaven and we're talking about the things that we believe in and hope for and look forward to. So now not only are we growing intimately as a date, as a man and woman, going on a date, but now we're talking about God, which is bringing us closer together in that faith realm, right? This is just a small example of how these talking points are going to help you get rid of that difficult spot in your dates when it comes to having to talk to them. What do you talk about? How do you talk to them about it, right? You got talking points for every single one of these date ideas. So that was just a small example. Maybe on each of these lives that I go on, I'll give you guys one different date example. So if you want to hear all the date examples, you got to stick tuned to the lives. Be sure to follow me. Be sure to set your notifications on so that way you know when I'm going to go live. All right, let's talk about the next reason why dating could be so hard. You got to set everything all up. Right? You got to set everything all up. You got to make all the arrangements. Again, we talked about the tips, right? I have at least 5 to 7 tips for every single date. So we're going to take dream destination again. Since we're already on this one, let's talk about this again. And I'm only going to share like 2 or 3 tips with you guys because I don't want to give away the whole thing, right? I'm going to give you guys just a few things. So tip number 1, take turns selecting where you'd like to go so that each person can explore their own unique dream destination. You can even turn this into 2 dates, one for each of you. So now I got 1 date that's now turned into 2. So, okay, I want to go to Bali. So we plan a date around Bali. Well, I want to go to Star Wars World. I'm just making this up. Okay, so we're going to do everything Star Wars themed, right? Tip number 2, go all in. Learn a couple of phrases or songs that are connected to this place. Research the type of music that is popular there and the foods that is particularly known for. Okay, so I see this word research, which means I'm not going to do this the day before my date. I'm going to actually research and like figure out, I'm going to put some work into this date, right? I'm going to put some work into this date. So now I'm not going to show up to my date and I'm not going to feel flustered and overwhelmed and anxious because I'm like, oh, now I got to figure this all out. No, 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 no. Now I know that I have to put some work into this date. So now my expectations have changed. And therefore, the way that the date is going to turn out is also going to change as an effect. You see what I'm saying? Tip number 3. Research will become your best friend. I didn't even know that was what I said. Research will become your best friend for this date. Pick the destination in advance and give yourself plenty of time to collect all you need to execute the perfect date. So I'm telling you right here, don't wait to the last minute to plan this kind of date. Now, are each of my dates like this? No, some of these things you could do on the whim. But for this particular date that I just pulled out, it's telling you, do your research and plan this out, right? So now it's not going to be hard anymore because this is something that you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, then pick a different date, right? Thing number 3, you got to express interest in your date. You got to pull yourself out of your comfort zone. That's always hard, right? Well, unfortunately, my book cannot do that for you. I cannot make you feel any comfortable about stepping into any date. The only thing that I could do and reassure you when it comes to Christian dating adventures is I can let you know that with each of these dates, you're going to have you're going to have your date, and you're going to have God at the center. And well, if you're including God at the center of any date, then it's probably not going to be too bad, right? It's probably not going to be too bad at all. And yes, you're going to feel a little uncomfortable, but there's always a really good thing on the other side of that uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? So whenever you stay in your date, you kind of just feel stagnant. You kind of just feel boring. You kind of feel dull because comfort is just what we like, right? But my counselor told me something, and I'm going to share with you as I end this live today. You have the, what did he say? You have the comfort zone, you have the panic zone, and then you have that little space in the middle that is courage to move into the unknown, right? People want to stay in the comfort zone. You want to be comfortable in your dates, but that's what makes dates so hard because you don't want to talk about things, because you don't want to plan for things, and because you want to just be yourself, do yourself, and do be the same old, right? And then some people move into the panic zone where they're like, I'm overthinking everything and I'm second guessing everything. And now I'm putting all of that on myself. And so now I'm doubting myself. I'm doubting my date. I'm doubting this entire scenario. And therefore, I don't ever want to do it ever again, right? You're panicking, right? But you want to get into that sweet spot right in the middle where you feel the courage to step out and say, this book sounds really fun. And let's just pick something and let's just do it. And let's just see what happens. And it's going to make us a little uncomfortable, but it's going to be fun at the same time. And I don't know what to really talk about, but they're going to help me. And I don't know how to plan this, but they're going to help me. And how does God come in it again? It's going to help you too, right? So that's why I wanted to share this with you. Dating is hard. That's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact no matter how you want to look at it. With all of the outside factors of social media and other people getting in your business and technology and busybodies and just all of this stuff. Yes, dating can be very hard, but you don't have to do it alone. That's why I want you guys to pre-order this book, all right? It comes out officially on November 2nd, 2021. So we have about, 3 weeks left? 3 weeks left, but you can pre-order it today, right now. There's 2 ways that you can do that. The first way is through Amazon. Right? You can use my affiliate link by going to the link in my bio. For you guys here, you can just go on Amazon and search Christian Dating Adventures on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll find it. It's there. And the beauty of Amazon is You order it and literally it shows up on your doorstep as you're sleeping, right? Like that's how fast that Amazon works. You can get that speedy delivery. So you pre-order this and then I'm pretty sure November 3rd, November 4th, you guys will have this in your hands. For those of you guys who want a little bit more, if you've ever shopped with me before on my online shop, you guys know that I like to give you guys a little extra. I give you guys a little extra goodies. I give you prayers. I give you the signed copy, right? I have the book. I get to feel the book. And so therefore I like to lay hands on the book. I like to pray over this book. I like to pray over whoever is going to read this book. And so I like to make it a little personal. So if you're looking for that little extra personal touch, then go ahead and shop on my online shop and pre-order it. And then you'll get it delivered to your doorstep. Maybe not in 2 days because I'm using USPS, but maybe in about 3-4 days, you'll get it and you get to enjoy all of the extra goodies and blessings that come with it. All right. So, and for those of you guys who want to do that route on Facebook and YouTube, you just go to bit.ly/Christian Dating Adventures. All right. So before I wrap up this live, thank you guys again for showing up and for showing your appreciation. Go ahead and pre-order those books today while you can. Does anyone have any questions? Let me know right now. I'm going to take another sip of my chocolate. Let me go ahead and say thank you, Anita, for coming. Valamere, I'm butchering this name. I'm so sorry. Valamere is what I think. I think of it like that. She walks boldly with Christ. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you guys all for showing up. And for all Rosa, thank you for coming. Jasmine, thank you for coming. Who is this? Mark, thank you for coming. Or Marcine, thank you for coming. And I just want to say I had a great time here. This is not going to be the end of my lives. I plan to do a live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for you guys leading up to the book. The next topic that I'm going to have tomorrow is debunking another myth or discovering another fact. And that topic is going to be dating is expensive. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a really big one. A lot of people feel like you got to have some Guga money in order to have a date. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to uncover that tomorrow. Let me look over here on Instagram. Let me make sure I did not miss any questions. All right. I got nothing, but I do got hearts and I do got love and I do got a lot of people that were enjoying yourself in this live. Did you guys enjoy yourself? Because I definitely did. I just definitely enjoyed my time with you. And I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, right? I'm going to call it a night. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Don't forget, if you're up early in the morning and you want some daily encouragement, go ahead and check out the mini morning show. All right. And for everyone else out there, I hope that this was something that you received. I hope it's something that you were able to take something away from, that you were able to learn and just take it back with you. If anything, you got a free date idea that I put out there with the dream destination. So if that was something that you were like, ooh, that's a good date, definitely get the book. There's 64 other dates right along with that one that's going to help make you feel the same exact way and help you bring yourself closer to God and your date in the whole process. So yes, I'm going to pick up a few. Yes, girl. Do I have the group special going on? I was working on my online shop about group orders because this is a perfect book for, small groups and Christian conferences or anything like that. Like if you guys are having a church event and you guys have a bunch of couples or a single ministry or a relationship ministry or a marriage ministry, this will be a wonderful book. This will be a great book for holidays for people that when you go to holidays and you have those married couples and you're like, so-and-so, what do we give them? You give them a gift card or, you give them a blanket that they could share, you give them, you're trying to come up with gifts for couples. This is a really good gift for a couple this holiday season. And it's a wonderful price point, I must add. So, and it will give you more than enough dates to go on. Even if you decided to commit to one date a week, more than enough for those couples to go on. So thank you guys so much for catching me live. Don't forget to catch me live. It'll be around the same time tomorrow. God willing, my kids stay asleep. And we will be talking about fact or myth. Dating is expensive. So I hope you join me tomorrow. Guys, thank you from Facebook and from YouTube for joining me. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.